The gift was wrapped in matte black. No ribbon, just weight. He slid it across the table with a grunt, his eyes heavy with everything he wouldn't say aloud. "Happy birthday," Grandpa said. I didn't open it then. Didn't need to. I already knew. The silence in the room was thick, like someone had pressed pause on reality. My wife smiled beside me, touched my arm. Her hand lingered. Too gentle, too practiced. She knew too, but not what I knew. Not what I'd seen on her phone screen 2 nights ago when she left it unlocked in the bathroom. Not the thread of messages between her and her brother. Not the one that read, "He'll get the company, but not for long. Trust me." The smell of old cigars, dust, and lemon cake mixed into something nauseating. I smiled. She thought I was still asleep that night. She was wrong. I opened the box in the car. It wasn't symbolic. It was real. Signed documents, corporate transition plans, shares, legal transfer. Grandpa's scrawl across every page like the final blessing of a dying king. I ran my finger over the signature. Power doesn't hum. It doesn't scream. It sits quietly and waits for hands steady enough to hold it. I had the company, and no one cheered harder than my wife. She called her brother that night. I heard her whisper through the bathroom door. The same door she used to close when she cried about never being good enough, about never being noticed. Now she whispered like a woman who had finally won something. I stood outside the door and listened to her paint me as weak, too emotional, too idealistic, easy to guide. Her words, not mine. The next day her brother showed up with 2 tailored suits and a silent smirk. "You're gonna need help running this place, man," he said. Not a suggestion. I nodded. He thought that meant yes, but I'd already started digging. I didn't change a thing. I let them think they were winning. His name started showing up on minor proposals, then meetings, then board memos. She made excuses. "You're so busy, it helps to have him around." I let her talk, let her think she still knew how to manipulate me. I hired a new assistant, quiet, surgical, loyal only to me. He tracked every meeting they held without me, every email they forwarded to each other, every name they added to the future restructure documents. They were trying to force a vote, slowly, strategically, sloppily. I stayed silent, but silence is never passive. It's a scalpel. One night she left her laptop open, a slideshow of future roles, her name as CFO, her brother as interim CEO, my name gone, just 3 dots where the founder's grandson used to be. I watched the screen flicker while she slept beside me. Her breathing was soft, like nothing could touch her. The vote was scheduled for a Friday. They thought I didn't know. She kissed me that morning, made coffee, even complimented my tie. Scripted affection, rehearsed betrayal. I let the day move, let them sweat in the boardroom while I arrived 15 minutes late, documents in hand. I didn't speak. I placed the papers on the table and slid them toward her brother. His name, highlighted, appeared on every unauthorized correspondence. His edits to the bylaws, her signature on confidential access requests, all time-stamped, all illegal. Her eyes twitched before her mouth did. I don't understand." I said nothing, just watched her brother scan the papers. Then pale. A quiet board member cleared his throat. Another scribbled something down. She reached for my hand. I pulled it back. I stood. "There won't be a vote," I said. Not loud, not aggressive, just final. I slid a second envelope to the legal advisor. Inside, recorded calls, email threads, signed confessions of manipulation. Enough to bury both of them in corporate exile. "I'll be issuing a public statement by Monday. Any further involvement from non-board members will be treated as hostile interference." Her brother opened his mouth. I looked at him once. Sharp, precise. He closed it. I turned to her. You married into something you didn't understand. You thought I inherited a throne. Pause. I inherited a war. And I won. She shook her head like she could undo the last 10 minutes. Please, this isn't what... But I was already gone. That night, I poured one drink. Not to celebrate, not to mourn, just to mark the end. Grandpa used to say, power doesn't change people, it reveals them. Turns out, love does the same. She wanted a king she could crown. What she got was a ghost with a ledger. She moved out 3 days later, left her wedding ring on the counter, a little gold circle full of lies. I didn't touch it, didn't need to. I already had what mattered. And she'd spend the rest of her life explaining how she almost had it all. Almost. The throne wasn't given to me. It was bait. And she took it.